my name is Natea, and welcome to my new channel, She Read a Little. Welcome me to BookTube properly. Make sure you like and subscribe to this channel because this is not the end. This is just the beginning. We're just getting started. So, first off, I just want to say a little bit about myself. I am 33 years old and I currently live in Virginia and I love to read, obviously. And my background basically, I have always been a reader from elementary and I was more of a physical book girl, obviously, back then. And I liked Harry Potter by J.K. Rowling, and my favorite author prior to 2024 was James Patterson because I love mystery thrillers. I've never read Along Came a Spider because I felt like long then I felt like I saw the movie, so I felt like I just read all of his other stuff. But and David Bao Dachi, I love him as well. And I recently moved into my new apartment and my bookshelf broke. So all of my books are in storage. So I didn't buy any more books because I didn't have anywhere to put them. I have them in drawers and stuff like that. And I bought a Kindle and that jump started me to my urban fiction romance situation, which I've read urban fiction before. I read like Fly Girl by Omar Tyree and Coda's Winter Ever by Sister Soja when I was growing up. So I am familiar with urban fiction, but recently with my Kindle and being on Book Talk and Bookstagram literally took off. Okay. So I read a whole bunch of new authors this year. I haven't even read a James Patterson book since I got my Kindle in July. So I read over 80 books this year since July. I'm very proud of that because Kindle reading has changed my life. Okay. Um, I can't pick up a physical book. I bought a couple of physical books from people on TikTok Shop just to support the movement or whatever, but I also get a copy for my Kindle because me and a physical book, we broke up, and me and my Kindle, we go together real bad. Okay, we're very locked in. So read over 80 books this year, and I'm gonna do a recap of my favorite books coming soon in the next few days before the end of the year. But for right now, just want to do a quick intro, and I'm going to show some clips of a book review of a book I just read last week. It's called Elbert, The Uncaged Mind by Joan Fassar. 5 stars, okay? It's part of the Black series. I think it's like a 4 or 5 part series. The first book was called Black, and Elbert is the second one, and the third one, which I have to read next, is The Emancipation of James. And the Black series follows a group of fugitive slaves where Black, he's like the mayor of this town, community he built called Fort Independence. And he basically goes to plantations because he grew up on a plantation. He's Nat Turner's son. He grew up on a plantation. He escaped and he basically helps like Harriet Tubman um, free slaves and brings them to his for independence, and they live independently. He's like in charge of like bookkeeping. He's in charge of everything. The people, security, they have security. They all stay on watch. The women, you know what I mean, they grow their own food, and I think they sell wheat. They grow and sell wheat for money to provide everything that they need. So it's basically like a compound situation. It's a huge fort, and then they have several houses and cabins and stuff for all the families to live in. And Albert is his brother, and it follows like his. I think they're like friend brothers. I think the series are the men. I'm pretty sure I'm correct. So the series follows different friends or whatever, and I'm gonna show a few clips of me talking about Eric Albert's story. So, and also the clips I'm gonna show you are they're in portrait mode. That was prior to me doing my figuring out my little setup here. So please don't judge me. Okay, let's be lenient. But so the clips are in portrait mode, but the message is still the same. So, and I hope you like it. And please, like I said, don't forget to like and subscribe because there's more content where that came from. Okay, we're gonna keep this going. Okay, but thank you for watching. So yesterday I finished Elbert, The Uncaged Mind by Joan Vassar. And Elbert's story is part 2 in the Black series. So he is brothers with Black. And his story is a little bit different. He met Anna when he saw her walking, and he just was fond of her, and he was following her around or whatever, trying to get her attention. She wasn't really paying him any mind. And one random day, he was following her, trying to get her attention again. And she was at a store, a dry goods store, and when she came out, two white men jumped out and put her in a cage. And he was trying to protect her, so he was trying to beat the guy up. But anyway, both of them got put in cages because they were going to be sold to a plantation. And Black ended up rescuing them. But once they got rescued, Elbert, he struggled with his manhood and feeling like he wasn't doing his job of being a protector in that position that he was with Anna. So he went on this full journey to get his get back. Okay, he got his get back. Okay, and he just battled with a lot of self-image with the whole he wasn't protecting Anna how he was supposed to. So I just want to point out two things that really stuck out to me. So he was talking to one of the guys that helped capture him and have him on the plantation or whatever. And once he, caught up with him and brought them back to the fort, he had him hung up and he was like, "What made you think me prey? What the fuck made you look at me and think you could own me, sell me? What in the hell made you think a woman in my company was fair game?" Because he feel like he not nobody to fucking play with. So why would you ever look at me and think that you could play with me? That's something like that whole situation, it had nothing to do with him. They kept saying, oh, it's not nothing personal because they're slave owners and it was nothing personal. It's just business. But he just felt like, why me? Why try me? Because he's heavily feared. Like, he really that nigga for real. So he just kind of really felt slighted, and he really felt some type of way that you looked at him and thought he was somebody to play with. And his relationship with Anna, they had this sense of belonging to each other because they were captured together and they were at that plantation together. So they have like a certain bond with each other, and she only felt safe with him for a while when she got to the fort. And he had a troubled background, so he kind of like struggled with the fact that he finally had something good and he didn't want to know what it was like to live without it now. Like before, he didn't have anything good to live for. He was just walking around, being him, killing people, doing what he do. But now that he feel like he got something good to live for, he was afraid. So he said, it was this moment that brought about clarity. He wondered if in his attempt to free Anna, he would be able to free himself. He was now in pursuit of a life with her, and the notion scared him. Thinking back to his childhood, his life had been one violent event after another. Now there was her. This was right, and the thought of losing this was more than he could swallow. But as they're like building their bond, because he's like this person that people kind of steer away from, they're like afraid of or whatever, he felt some type of way when he noticed that Anna was afraid of him. You know what I mean? He felt like he loved her, he wanted to protect her, and he was trying to protect her. She's here with him in the fort. He has rescued her, in a sense, and he just felt some type of way because she was still afraid of him. So he was just like, "Are you still afraid of me?" And she said, "Yes." And he was just like, "Why are you afraid of me?" And she said, "I'm afraid of you because I see the real you. What you are to me is new even to you, and because we are in love, it makes you even more dangerous. I love you, Albert, because I see the real you, and I am afraid of you because I see the real you," she answered. Shit, now he was afraid. Anna was a damn thinker. So basically, she loved him for who he is. She accepts all of who he is, but also there's a level of fear there because she know what he's capable of. She know he's literally like a stone cold killer. Like, it's always in a sense of protection, but really he about that. Like, he gonna take care of business. And of note, Anna is different too because Albert was previously a slave, so he's a fugitive. But Anna never grew up in slavery. So when she was captured, that was her first time. So there is like a different level of trauma with the fact that she's also battling. She was born and raised in freedom, and then to have it taken away, she looks at the world differently now. And having somebody like Elbert, I feel like really helped her in a way, because for one, he was willing to go the distance to show her that you can be safe with us, with me in this situation, post like being a fugitive slave. You know what I mean? So I feel like they were really good for each other. I really like them together. Black and Sunday still really doing it for me. But I really did like Elbert's story because I feel like it took a different direction. I didn't expect him to be so, like, even though he was really closed off at first, I didn't expect him to like open up and be like that loving, caring man. Like, he's all about protection, but he really does have a soft side. And I appreciated reading about it because Elbert, you deserve love too. You know what I mean? So, and another thing that Black had said when they found out that one of the men that they took from the town that Anna was from. So Anna, like I said before, she wasn't born into slavery. Her mother previously was, but she was living in Boston in a free area for Black people. But people from the South, with the people from the South would get help from certain people in the North to help them capture Black people and sell them to plantations into slavery. So the area she lived in was free, and she was free to roam about. And they found out that one of the Black people there was basically an inside man helping steal Black people and take them to the plantations. I'm not gonna tell you who it is, because that right there was enough for me. But when they found out who the man was, Black said this to everybody, said this to the crowd: we have taken our freedom, but if you men choose to live in fear rather than defend our women and children, you have bought into another type of slavery. It is not enough to break physical servitude. You must then be men defending each other along with the women and children. The truth is, according to your actions, you all need to be put down. We will take him for now. Basically, it's like he understand they did it out of fear, but like he said, that's a different type of slavery. They still own you. When they're controlling you by making you think that, oh, you're earning some type of money, like they still own you. You're not free because you're helping them. You're not working with them. You still work for them in a different way. You see what I'm saying? Black. That's why he the mayor. And another thing that really got to me was reading how the slave owners, when they were captured by Elbert and faced, like, the position basically flipped, and them in the position of the slaves that the Black people that they make slaves, they didn't have an explanation. Like, I know there's no explanation, but it's like crazy. Like, you are a slave, I am a slave owner. It wasn't personal. Like, every one of them was like, it's not personal, it's just business. Like, we're not animals, we're not cattle. This is a bag of dry goods. These are literal human beings that you snatch and sell to make a quick dollar. So that was crazy, yet insightful, because it's like, wow. And also there was another moment when they had a huge victory, and everybody was just like, thank you, Black. Like, this wouldn't be all possible without you. And Black being humble was just kind of like, it wouldn't be possible without a team. Like, basically, like, it wouldn't be possible without you every day. And they're like, no, you got the vision. This wouldn't be possible without your vision. And Black said, I am but one man, and the burden is too heavy for me alone. But together, we have realized a type of greatness that can only happen when men labor together. We exercise the right to bear arms, offering protection to the people of Fort Independence. And he also said, what happened this evening is a big victory, but please don't lose sight of all the small wins we as men achieve daily. Our women are not forced into unwanted acts. Our children are not deprived of food for thought or food for their bellies. When you roll over at night and your family sleeps free from fear, this is a win. It is you men who make this possible, and I am privileged to labor with you. He's such a good man. And another thing Black said, Black be saying stuff. He be speaking life into his friends, okay? He's speaking life into his women, his friends. He speaks life into everybody around him. That's what I like about him. But he was talking to James and he said, regret makes you measure a situation with the tools you have now instead of the tools that you had available to you at the time. You will always come up short. You know what I'm talking about?